Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's hitting close to home for so many people. Why living in Canada has become impossible for so many. From unaffordable housing to a strained healthcare system, we'll break down the biggest challenges Canadians are facing and what's behind them. Stay with me until the end because we'll also explore what can be done to address these issues. Let's get started. One of the biggest reasons why living in Canada has become so difficult is the housing crisis. Canada's housing market has spiraled out of control, leaving both renters and potential homeowners struggling. Decades ago, homeownership was a realistic goal for the average Canadian family. Housing was affordable, and a single income was often enough to buy a home. Fast forward to today, and the story is dramatically different. The average home price in Canada is over $730,000, with cities like Toronto and Vancouver reaching staggering averages of $1.2 million and $1.4 million, respectively. Even smaller cities like Halifax and Hamilton, once considered affordable, now see prices climbing rapidly. Renters aren't spared either. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Toronto or Vancouver exceeds $2,500 per month. Even in smaller towns, rents hover around $1,500, putting immense pressure on household budgets. This isn't just about numbers. It's about lives. Families are forced to relocate far from city centers, enduring hours-long commutes to find affordable housing. Young adults, once eager to leave their parents' homes, are delaying independence because they can't afford rent. Homelessness is on the rise, with shelters overwhelmed as housing becomes a luxury, not a right. What's driving this crisis? Foreign investment and property speculation have turned homes into commodities rather than places to live. Investors purchase properties and leave them vacant, driving up demand and prices. Meanwhile, developers prioritize building luxury condos over affordable housing because it's more profitable. Some solutions are on the table, such as taxing vacant properties and incentivizing affordable housing projects, but the question remains, will it be enough? Now, let's talk about another major reason why living in Canada has become so hard: the skyrocketing cost of living. Everything is more expensive now, from groceries to gas and even basic utilities. The average family of four spends over $1,200 a month on food. Bread, eggs, fresh produce, staples we all rely on, are becoming less affordable by the day. Transportation costs are another burden. Gas prices often hover around $1.80 per liter, and for those who rely on public transit, fare hikes make even this option less affordable. Energy bills are also climbing, with many households struggling to keep their homes warm during Canada's long, harsh winters. Why is this happening? It's a combination of factors, including global inflation, supply chain issues, and even corporate practices like price gouging by large grocery chains. Whatever the cause, the impact is clear. Canadians are feeling the squeeze like never before. Now, even if you have a steady job, that doesn't necessarily mean you're immune to these challenges. The next reason why living in Canada has become so difficult is the job market. While unemployment rates are relatively low, wages have not kept up with the cost of living. For many people, working harder just isn't enough to make ends meet. Young professionals are especially affected. Despite investing in education, many struggle to find jobs in their fields and are often underemployed. The rise of gig work has only made things worse, creating a job market where stability and fair wages are becoming rarer. Skilled immigrants face even greater hurdles. Many come to Canada with advanced degrees and years of experience, only to find that their credentials aren't recognized. This forces them into low-paying jobs that don't reflect their skills, wasting their potential and leaving them frustrated. Now, let's shift to something that should be a safety net but is increasingly falling apart: the healthcare system. Canada's healthcare system, once a point of national pride, is under immense strain. Long wait times for specialists and surgeries have become the norm. Patients often wait months, or even years, for non-urgent procedures, and emergency rooms are overcrowded, with some patients waiting hours or even days for care. Mental health services are particularly lacking. While public resources are stretched thin, private care remains unaffordable for many. The situation isn't just tough on patients, it's also affecting healthcare workers. Nurses and doctors are burning out, and many are leaving the profession altogether, making staff shortages even worse. Now, let's address a challenge that affects everyone, whether they're new to Canada or have lived here their entire lives. Immigration challenges are another key reason why living in Canada feels impossible for so many. Canada continues to attract skilled immigrants, but the reality often falls short of expectations. Many newcomers find it nearly impossible to get jobs in their fields, not because they lack the skills, but because of systemic barriers like credential recognition. This leads to underemployment and financial instability, making it harder for immigrants to build the lives they envisioned. But there's yet another layer to the struggles Canadians are facing, one that's becoming increasingly urgent. The next reason why living in Canada has become so challenging is climate and environmental issues. Canada's natural beauty is undeniable, but it's under serious threat from climate change. Wildfires, floods, and extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and severe, displacing thousands of people and costing billions in recovery efforts. For example, in 2023 alone, wildfires in British Columbia and Alberta forced entire communities to evacuate, leaving behind destroyed homes and livelihoods. These disasters are not only devastating for those directly affected but also put a strain on public resources, making it harder to address other crises like housing and healthcare. Climate change also impacts the cost of living, as disruptions to agriculture drive up food prices. The environmental challenges Canada faces are interconnected with the social and economic issues we've already discussed, making it even harder to build a stable life here. Despite these challenges, there is hope. Change is possible if individuals and governments take bold, decisive action. Affordable housing projects and stronger regulations on property speculation can address the housing crisis. Policies to curb inflation and support low-income households can help ease the cost of living. Investments in public healthcare and mental health services can restore faith in the system. Recognizing immigrant credentials and creating pathways for employment can unlock the potential of skilled newcomers. Most importantly, Canadians must come together to demand change. By voting, advocating, and supporting community initiatives, we can build a future where Canada truly lives up to its promise as a land of opportunity and equality. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What do you think needs to change to make Canada a better place to live? Until next time, take care,